What's up, fellow entrepreneurs? It's John Fagerholm again. Well, California's legislature is once again looking for more money to give to their friends. That sounds like a bit of hyperbole, but I just can't wrap my head around these two new laws that tax businesses for internet marketing and gives that money to failing media outlets. Okay, let's get into the details. The California legislature proposed two bills that just passed through the Senate called the Data Extraction Mitigation Fee and the Journalism Preservation Act. The data extraction mitigation fee imposes a 7.25% gross receipts tax on digital advertising for companies with worldwide revenue exceeding 2.5 billion. The revenue from this tax will be passed on to local journalism is the claimed intent of the legislature. But I think there are several clear-cut problems with these two new bills. First and foremost is the all too familiar lie that they are taxing the billionaires only to later carve out exclusions for billionaires once they have convinced us naive voters to go along. It always starts out as a tax on billionaires, but ends up taxing small businesses and eventually everyone else. I don't want to be cynical here, but let's not forget the past too quickly. Second, even if they somehow only tax the billionaires this time, the billionaire companies they want to tax will pass those new taxes on to the consumer in higher prices. It's basic economic principle. The only entity that makes any money from this is the state of California, and the real tax will be on the consumer in higher prices. It never fails. It's the same play each and every time. Yet we Californians keep falling for this same trick play based on some warped sense of justice against corporate giants. Third, corporations are leaving California in record numbers. This new tax is another good excuse to leave. Each company that leaves takes its jobs and its resources with it. This leads to higher prices because there is less competition and fewer employed citizens to afford the fewer products. Again, a very simple and irrefutable economic principle. And finally, it's unconstitutional. It seems to me that California could care less about the Constitution, and in most instances, they get away with violating fundamental rights of citizens because they are willing to litigate to the end. However, companies with billions in revenue can also litigate to the end. The difference is that California is spending taxpayer money to do so. Their terrible policies cost us money. They're doubling down on those terrible policies, cost even more money. Proponents argue that these taxes are essential for the survival of local journalism and, by extension, democracy itself. Really? Aren't these companies independent businesses? Why do they deserve taxpayer dollars for failure? If they are receiving funds from the state, are they still independent journalists that will defend democracy? All questions we should be asking our representatives, but the most important question, do we want to pay an additional 7.25% on goods and services to help failing media outlets? No is my answer. Until next time, be productive.